Hey, I want to take a minute to talk about a problem that a lot of people probably have, and it's the use of these really crappy plastic hose reels. They just look like crap. They're in the way. They really just don't have any good use. I've never used one that has like the automatic rollback or roll-up feature, but I know those exist. But still, you're gonna have some plastic thing laying on the ground or something looking bad. So to make it also look really nice, this area, I'm going to take the vinyl siding off and replace it with this Airstone in a Spring Creek color. And I've actually started to do that right here. Oop. Alright, first thing I gotta do to start tearing this thing apart is isolate this water line that goes to this faucet. So if I cut the water line, the water's going to start flowing everywhere. So what you want to do is, get one of these shark bite ball valves. So as soon as I cut the pipe, I can just slip it on and I can turn my water back on and continue to work on the rest of this without having the water shut off to my entire house. Okay, now that the water is off at the road, I want to open this valve to let any excess water out. Okay, now here's the copper pipe that leads down to the back side of this valve. I can still hear water, so I'm going to wait just a minute and I'm going to use this pipe cutter. Alright, now go ahead and install the shark bite. This is 1/2 inch, by the way, 1/2 inch pipe. Alright, has instructions on and off, so I want to make sure it's off. So that's there. Alright, so I can go ahead and cut the water back on, and now I have a valve to prevent water from coming out, so I can go ahead and get the water back to my house. Okay, the shark bite is installed, water's back on, and just for fun, you can see that the water will shoot out. The valve is doing its job. So I'm going to remove this old faucet, and you can see like the siding is just crushed in right here. There's no really good way to install this. This is just how they did it. I'm probably going to have to use the pipe cutter again because there's a 90-degree elbow on the back. There we go. It's the old faucet or hose bib. And that's the old pipe. Okay. The bottom of this plywood has been wicking up moisture, This area used to flood a little bit, and I have since put a drain in my driveway, and now it drains off pretty good. So, but I'm not entirely happy with that, so probably going to cut a section of this out and replace it with hardy backer. Alright, I decided to go a little bit different direction here. I got to thinking about it, and the Airstone is going to have cracks, small cracks in between it, and I didn't want water seeping in behind the rock and getting on that plywood and causing me problems in the future, so I've decided just to replace the whole thing with Durock. Like so. Alright, now I'm going to use 100% silicone to seal the cracks around the concrete and on the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-mount it temporarily just to mark my water faucet. I had this done already on just the wood, but I wasn't really feeling the wood. Okay, so if that's going to be there, I have this really cool faucet that has a shark bite connector, so it'll allow me just to plug it in. I won't have to fool with any soldering or welding or anything. So the old pipe, it's kind of in this area, so I'm gonna go along with that so I don't have to reach up under too many places, and I think something like this will do really well. I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill the hole for the copper pipe. And I'm going to use this piece of wood as a spacer. Alright, I finally finished the installation of the Airstone. Just give you a close look. Camera died during the installation, so I didn't get to film all of it, but basically I went all the way to the top. I slid this drip edge in, and I also cut this hole out to mount my faucet, and it was a little deep, so I cut out another round piece of hardy backer and just glued it in there. So here's my faucet, and it'll mount on here just like this. Alright, now pre-drilling the holes didn't work out so well because there's studs on the backside that's going into. So because these Airstones are like varying depths, I'm going to take some of this aluminum pipe and cut it to, I think, 3/4 inch depths, which is the thickest that this rock is. And I'm going to put holes, I'm going to drill some holes in here and put in these little 3/4 inch long inserts, and then screw it in to that to create a spacer so that I can tighten it down and not, worry about breaking any of this rock off or anything like that. So the pressure will be resting against this aluminum pipe instead. So in order to cut these aluminum rods into shape, I'm going to be using this Husky Portable Workbench, and I just want to show it to you guys because it's pretty impressive. I'm very happy with it, and I use it all the time. So it's like a suitcase, packs up real lightly. Put it together, you just take these arms out, stick them in the like the idea of, and it also has this storage that the Works doesn't have, and I use this to keep these clamps. Right now my work table has had some use, but you can put these clamps in it and clamp them down to anything you want, and it'll keep it nice and stable. Okay, I went ahead and marked out 1 inch increments on this aluminum pipe, and I'm going to attempt to use these metal bits with my jigsaw. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, my battery's charged up, so I'm going to attempt to cut these. I don't care if they're exact, but see how this goes. Awesome. It's pretty much exactly what I wanted to do. Create these little standoffs. I did them at 1 inch. I was going to do 3/4. If they're too long, I can make them shorter, but can't cut them longer. Alright, I got a 1/2 inch drill bit, and unfortunately it's exactly, or even slightly less, but I'm going to give it a shot anyways. Not sure how well this drill is going to go into this Airstone, but I'll give it a try. see how these standoffs work. Wow, that looks pretty good. That works for me. Alright, now I'm going to pre-drill these holes. And these screws will be temporary. I had some stainless steel ones that I bought, but that was before I knew there was a stud back here, so they were actually bolts. Okay. That is in. Nice and sturdy. Okay. Time to put the faucet on. Nice. Alright, so there's that. Now I can put the rest of this hose reel together and hook up the water and should be good to go. So I've actually cut just a little piece off of this, and to hook it in you just press up. That is now connected, and to connect it to the faucet and give it a little test. Yep. So that's how this thing goes on, and then you can pull this up and it will rotate freely, or you can have it down and it'll go in right here to secure it. Alright, well here's the final product. The installation of the Liberty Navigator hose reel system is complete with Airstone backing. And this is 100 foot of hose, 5/8 I think. And it advertises, I believe, that it can either do 125 or 150 of 5/8, but I highly doubt that. 100 seems really good. And just to see it in use. And then if I wanted to be able to turn it, well, it'll turn if enough pressure is put on it. But it's real smooth. This hand crank is really nice. This is brand new. Almost killed me just now. Yeah, looks extremely nice. Very functional. Very pleased.